I will Bradley from Myself Live and tonight is an impromptu video. This has been on my mind for quite a while. Now don't mind me, I'm just chilling in my room here. My fan blowing some nice cool breeze, Caribbean night, a warm Caribbean night. So I got dressed up just for this video. Imagine that, right? So this has been in my mind for quite a while, quite some time, and I want to talk in general about this. Not my phone, no. In general, cell phones in general, what we have now to what we had back then. Think of this. Phones now, they're boring. Yeah. Honestly, I'm telling you this. They're boring. Back in the day, way back when, 90s, early 2000s, phones were innovative. Manufacturers were a lot more innovative. Innovation now is dead. You know why? I know when it died. The day the iPhone launched. Hands down. When the iPhone launched, innovation died. Why? Because everybody is copying Apple. They believe that Apple is this, this pillar. They put Apple on a pedestal, and all manufacturers is copying Apple. But then they want to admit to not. That's what they're doing, because okay, Apple sells millions of iPhones. Why? I don't know. I can't understand how. It's not like iOS is better than Android. It's not. It is not. iOS don't. Android has made a lot more features than iOS. But people classify iPhone or iOS, iPads too, with luxury, with class, That's why an iPhone, Apple can put the price of $1,000 for an iPhone 10 and people will buy it without asking twice. They'll buy it. Innovation died when the iPhone was invented. Look at them now. Look at them now. Every single manufacturer. Before we had nothing like notches. No. When Essential came out with the 18:9, 19:9 aspect ratio, and they put the little drop, the notch, it's like, what's this? It got criticized. It got criticized. What's this? Why they have this notch thing there? Why is that there? The iPhone 10 came out with a big notch, and everybody forgot Essential and they copied the iPhone 10. We have told Android manufacturers we don't want that. We don't like notches, but they still insist on putting it. Why? Because the iPhone 10 sold millions, so they believe I need to put a notch for me to sell millions as well. Android community don't want that. We don't want notches. We don't want it. But they insist on putting it. Now they're trying to reduce it and put a teardrop notch like what Essential did. Like seriously, why? That's what I'm saying. It's boring now. And when they're going to bezel this big come next year or 2020, what's gonna happen? It's like, I need to pick up a phone. If I walk into a store and every phone is bezel-less, that's all you have. A glass screen on the front, a touch screen, that's all you have. So when you have everything bezel-less, how am I going to differentiate a Xiaomi from a Nokia? How will I differentiate a Samsung from an LG. I can't. I have to turn the phone to the back and look at maybe the number, maybe look at all the LG has 5 cameras, the Samsung has 6, so that's a Samsung. I'll have to look for the name. Why? Let me tell you why. Let me show you how back in the day it was fun and now it's dead. I got a list right here of my favorite devices, my favorite phones. Some are smartphones with Symbian and some not. And before I even go into that, when I say innovation is dead, right? The gestures that came out on the iPhone 10 and now what Android Pie is, that's WebOS. It is. It's WebOS. That gesture is, that was WebOS. Go back to YouTube. I'm gonna try to get a link, put it in the description below, to WebOS and also the Nokia M9, and look at that and tell me if you do not see what they had back then. That was before the first iPhone even came out. What you see then and what you have now, and tell me what's the difference. Tell me what's the difference. But anyway, I digress. Let's go into my list. The first phone on my list is the Engage from Nokia. My favorite brand was back then and still is today. I don't have a Nokia now, but I still love Nokia. The Engage, the first true gaming phone. And if you don't know what, there's a picture right there. It looks like a taco, and that's the first one. The second one kind of addressed that situation, but it looked like a taco, and for it to talk, you have to hold it so. Because the speaker was here, the mic was down there, so you have to hold it so to speak. And it was gaming, a keyboard, full keys, everything, and it had cartridges, actual cartridges like SD cards. Stick it into the back and you game. It didn't last long. It was ahead of its time. Now we got Razer, Asus, and Honor. They work on the gaming phones now, but Nokia already had it. They pioneered it. Right? Let's move on. The 6820, the 3300. This is my favorite phones. One of my favorite phones at that time was the 8210. That phone was so small and compact. You see the new Palm phone that's out now, it was about that size, a little bigger. That was fitting in your fifth pocket, if no problem, of your jeans. No problem. It's great. Yo, N93. That phone was beautiful. That phone was gorgeous. You can see it flips open and then it twists out and twist, so you can use a video camera, the camcorder. Yo, and back then we had 3.2 megapixel, but it was sharp. Nokia was ahead on the optics, because they patented early with Carl Zeiss, and the optics were top notch. They were out of this world. Top. The N97, one of my favorite phones. It ran Symbian, which was Nokia's smartphone OS, and yo, this had features for so really good. The 3250, one of the most memorable phones, the 9300 communicator, a full-fledged keyboard. When you slide it out, you have a full-fledged keyboard. It had an antenna. Yo, that was amazing. If you see that, if you know that movie Live Free or Die Hard with Bruce Willis, where a hacker hacked the system, the American system, crashed the grid, and he wanted to rob the country dry. He crashed the grid, and now, on the way the system was set up, is that the backup would go at a certain place, backup for the internet, with all financial records, everything that will run. And he went there, and And he was just collecting funds, just collecting money, trying to drain the government, while the government in the did. And there was just one other guy, another hacker buddy of his. He was the only house. He was off the grid, and it was the only house with electricity. And what was he doing? He was gaming with his buddies overseas. The US lunars and his. And so imagine you're in a city, everywhere that, and one house with light and internet. It was amazing, right? The N95, the N900, the N9, like what I spoke about, and the 8110, that phone from the Matrix. If you remember the Matrix, that was a Nokia. That was bad. And that was an actual phone. The PureView 808 first phone with a 40 megapixel camera and lossless zoom. What the Pixel 3 is doing, the 808 did it. Lossless zoom. And the Lumia 1020, when they went into Windows Phone, also it was, how I tell you, Nokia was ahead of its time, before its time. 40 megapixels, so it's not new. What is in the Mid 20 Pro now and the P10, the P20 Pro, it's not new. It was there already. So yeah, it's just amazing, just amazing. We continuing. Let's go to Sammy. And yo, flip phones were boss back then. Flip phones, they were boss. Clamshells, they were boss. Something can bring it back. Maybe we don't want that, but that was boss back then. That was boss. Yeah, the deep. Now this is again, this is my favorite. Your favorite phone back then, if you remember, were probably different, but that's what I liked back then. The Samsung D428, the P750, D700, P900, Z710, the Blackjack. Blackjack was a nice phone. I640, the A77, A17. That was boss things. That's why I tell you. That's what I tell you back then. The phones were great. They were fun. You remember the N93 when I showed you how that looked? Looked like a transformer, yo. That was fast. That was bad. That was. Let's go to another company that was great. So also Sony Ericsson. Before what Sony is now, they were partnered with Ericsson. That was Sony Ericsson, and eventually Sony bought out Ericsson, and they just went Sony. So we had the W800, the W810, the W950, the P900/910, and this little the one before it, the P800. You see these phones, right? You see them, right? The innovation that was there back then. What do we have now? A slab of glass, a metal or maybe glass on both sides, which is so fragile. Yo, picture this. Before I even continue, to make your phone look different, what do you have to do? Like what I did right here. I got a spin. Make your phone look different. What do you have to do? You have to buy a different color phone. Right? So if you want the yellow phone, you have to buy the yellow one. If you want the red one, you have a red one. What if tomorrow you want to change? You can't. You stuck with it. Unless you put on a case, it makes it look different. A case, another fancy case, and you know, makes it look different. But back in the day, we could have taken. I could have bought, let's say, one of the Nokias. The Nokia, my favorite phone, the Nokia 8210. I could have bought one of these and simply pop out the housing and put a blue one on. Put a red, put a purple, put a blue, put an army. I could have done everything. Yo, your entire family could have had the same model phone. And they could have changed it every single day. who could have put their favorite cartoon character on, probably decorated stickers, whatever it is. And as simple as just pop on the back, pop on the front, snap it back on. You change your housing in seconds, in less than a minute, you're good to go. Now, we all want water resistance, and we want premium phone, we want glass phone, and what glass falls, it breaks. You can't do nothing, you try to open it, you void the warranty, you break it, etc. Now you have to get heat gun out, and all kinds of special screwdrivers and everything. It's dead. So what the manufacturer give you, you stick with. That's it. Let's continue. We continue. We go to Moto. Hello, Moto. Yeah. Yo, that phone. Look at that phone. That's called a Motorola Aura. You see that? That's a beauty. That there is a beauty. It swivels and it opens. Yo, tell me you're gonna get that now. No. No, you're not. You're stuck with an iPhone XS. You're stuck with a notch. That's what you are stuck with. Anyway, you have the backflip. You have the rocker. Rocker E1 and rocker E2. That was music phones. So yes, and then music phone and MP3 just started coming around, and a lot of people want to put music on their phones, so that music edition phones. Most of the Sony things I mentioned were music edition phones with special equalizer settings. There was the N73. I remember that the N73 from Nokia, and then the N73 music edition, which was black. So the normal N73 was silver and purple, and that one was black, and that had special equalizer settings and everything. Yo, that was boss. That was boss. One of my favorite phones also. I forgot to put it on the list. That just came to mind. Starter. If you didn't have a starter, you were nobody. All business people are startups. And then from the startup now, they went to the Razr, not the Razr phone now, but Motorola Razr, R-A-Z-R. Thinnest clamshell phone, thinnest flip phone, and that was boss back then. Everybody wanted a Razr. Everybody. Our phone was in such high demand. The keys, everything, the keypad, everything. That's what I'm telling you. Innovation is dead. Innovation was back then. Yo, give me today's technology and put it in a phone back then for me, and I'm happy. Give me today's technology, give me today's memory, today's cameras, today's storage. Give it to me, today's battery life. Give it to me. And battery life back then. Battery life back then. You could have gone days. Granted, the screens were monochrome. They were not color. They were not quad HD 1080p screens. Granted. But I could have charged my phone, and 5 days later, I still have charge. 5 days later, I have to think of charging my phone. That was... I miss it. Oh my gosh. I do. And let's not forget BlackBerry. With the bowl and the curve and the stump. The stump was crap. The first stump, but the stump too, they kind of stepped up. Yeah, but the first stump, crap. They tried to go touchscreen and it didn't work well. But everybody had a BlackBerry also when it just came out. BlackBerry bowl, BlackBerry curve, and I'm all lined up. 9310, all kind of BlackBerry bowl 9092. Yo, because and BBM, hey, yo, what's your BB pin? That's how you're going. Hello, what's your BB pin? Yo, that was back then. Just fun. That was fun days. That was fun time. I miss those times. I do. I really, really, really do. I miss it. Memories. Anyway, folks, that was my trip. That was our trip down memory lane, and that was just a small portion I mentioned. Go on GSM Arena. Go there and look at Nokia, Motorola, Samsung, Sony Ericsson, LG. Go there. Go to their page, to their selection, and go way back. Go to the last page. Some of them go as way back as page 11. So go back to the last page and move up to page 1 and see the difference and tell me if these phones back then were not nicer, were not better, were not more fun than what we have now. The technology is great, the screen, the games, all this thing. I mean, you cannot compare Asphalt to Snake. There's a big difference there. But that was it. That was our entertainment, and we loved it. Yeah, so folks, until next time, until I decide to take another trip or my next review, ready from myself live.net. I'm out.